The next few days at Middleton High felt like walking across a frozen lake. Everything looked normal from the surface, kids laughing in the cafeteria, teachers writing notes on whiteboards, the daily shuffle of backpacks and lunch trays, but underneath, everyone was on edge. Ana Rivera had flipped the script. The girl no one noticed had become the girl everyone watched. Her name spread through hallways like a whispered warning. "Don't mess with the quiet ones," they said now. And yet, despite all the buzz, Ana was the same. She sat in the same corner of the lunchroom. Walked the same path to her classes. Said almost nothing. But something in the air had changed, and she knew it. So did everyone else. Especially Taylor. She hadn't returned to school since the incident, and when she finally did, 3 days later, her wrist was bandaged, her attitude clipped, her aura fractured. There was a limp in her stride, not physical, but emotional. And for the first time, she avoided eye contact with everyone. Even Megan and Brittany stayed quiet, like soldiers after a failed battle. But bullies don't fade easily. They hide. Regroup. Plan. Taylor wasn't finished. She was humiliated, yes. Shaken, definitely. But revenge. That burned brighter than ever. Ana, meanwhile, continued her routine, but deep inside, something unfamiliar stirred. It wasn't anger. It wasn't even satisfaction. It was clarity. For the first time in her life, she realized she didn't have to hide her strength. She could own it. Her father had warned her about this, told her that knowing how to fight is about restraint, not violence. Just because you can break them, he always said, doesn't mean you should. The real power is choosing when not to. But she'd had enough. All the years of being pushed, mocked, whispered about like a ghost in the school halls, they built a kind of power inside her she hadn't even fully tapped into. Until now. But Ana also knew the storm wasn't over. It was gathering again. Quieter this time. Darker. And it hit 1 week later. Friday. 3:12 p.m. The bell rang, and the school exploded into movement. Students rushed out, excited for the weekend, backpacks bouncing behind them. Ana walked calmly to her locker, switching books like always, when she noticed the silence around her. The usual buzz was gone. Then she felt it. A presence behind her. She turned. Taylor. Flanked by 5 people she didn't recognize, older students. One of them looked like he should have been in college. "Heard you're some kind of martial arts prodigy," Taylor sneered. Ana didn't blink. "I don't want trouble." "Too late for that," Megan said, stepping forward. "You embarrassed us." "You embarrassed yourself," Ana replied quietly. "You started this." Brittany snapped, "And we're ending it." The group closed in. Students around them began forming a circle, sensing the drama. Phones came out. Someone started recording. "One last chance, robot," Taylor hissed. "Apologize, say it was all an act, or W." Nobody paid much attention to Ana Rivera. She was that one girl in school who kept her head down, walked quickly through the corridors like she didn't belong to the world around her, and never raised her hand in class. Her thick black hair always hid one side of her face, and the heavy silence that surrounded her gave people the impression that she was either invisible or simply strange. Kids talked. They said she lived in that broken-down house on Summit Street. That her mother disappeared one day and never came back. That her father used to be a soldier and trained her like one too. But like most gossip, it was said and forgotten as quickly as it was shared. Ana never corrected anyone. She never spoke unless spoken to. But there was something about her eyes, an intensity, a depth, that some kids found unsettling, especially the ones who thought the world belonged to them. Enter the trio. Taylor. Megan. Brittany. 3 girls who had been ruling Middleton High since the 3rd grade. They weren't just popular, they were feared, worshipped, envied. The kind of girls who wore their entitlement like a second skin. Taylor, the leader, had ice blonde hair and a voice as sharp as glass. Megan, her shadow, laughed at everything Taylor said even if it wasn't funny. And Brittany, always chewing gum like it owed her money, never let anyone forget they were better. And Ana. She was their favorite target, not because she ever gave them a reason, but because she didn't. Bullies need reactions. But Ana never cried. Never complained. Never even flinched. That made her more interesting. More fun. It started small. A trip in the hallway here, a cruel whisper there. A push in the cafeteria line. A cruel nickname, Robot Rivera. But the more Ana refused to respond, the more aggressive they became. Until that day. Recess was buzzing like usual. Kids running wild on the cracked concrete yard, basketballs pounding against the fences, laughter and screams blending into the soundtrack of youthful chaos. Ana sat alone on the far end of the playground, her back against the wall, reading a worn-out copy of The Art of War. Taylor spotted her first. Smirked. Whispered something to Megan and Brittany. And just like that, the three of them stalked toward her like predators sensing a wounded deer. "Hey, robot," Taylor sneered, standing above Ana. Ana didn't look up. She turned a page. That was enough. Brittany snatched the book from her hands. Megan leaned down. "What's the matter?" "Battery's low." And then it happened. A sudden laugh. Taylor's hand reached out and tugged Ana's shirt collar. Hard. It slipped, revealing part of Ana's shoulder. Megan hooted. "Oh look. Robot has skin." A few kids nearby turned. Some laughed. Some didn't know what to do. Ana's face remained still. But her eyes changed. They didn't burn. They froze. Like the calm before a blizzard. In one smooth motion, Ana stood up. Taylor stepped back, not expecting that. Ana looked down at her shirt, adjust.